Into the Unknown, The Vanishing of Ambrose Bierce. In 1913, the world watched as a renowned American writer vanished without a trace. Ambrose Bierce, a master of the macabre and a literary giant, disappeared into the heart of the Mexican Revolution. He left behind a legacy of dark tales, biting satire, and a mystery that continues to captivate generations. Bierce's disappearance wasn't just an ending, it was a question mark etched into literary history. His life, like his stories, was filled with twists, turns, and a healthy dose of the unknown. This is the story of Ambrose Bierce, a man who embraced the shadows and ultimately disappeared into them. Ambrose Bierce wasn't afraid of the dark, he embraced it. His stories explored the horrors of war, the fragility of sanity, and the inevitability of death. He wrote with a sardonic wit that cut through hypocrisy and exposed the absurdity of the human condition. But Bierce's own life was just as intriguing as his fictional creations. Born into poverty, he rose to literary fame only to vanish at the height of his powers. A life forged in words, Bierce's early years. Ambrose Bierce's journey began in a log cabin in Ohio in 1842. He was the 10th of 13 children, and his childhood was marked by poverty and hardship. Despite a lack of formal education, Bierce developed a voracious appetite for reading. He devoured books, newspapers, anything he could get his hands on. This self-education shaped his sharp prose and cynical worldview. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Bierce enlisted in the Union Army. He fought with courage, witnessing the horrors of battle. These experiences fueled his most powerful writing. Bierce's war stories were gritty depictions of conflict's brutality. He wrote about the things he saw, the things that haunted him. After the war, Bierce moved west, drawn by adventure. He settled in San Francisco, beginning his career as a journalist. Bierce's sharp wit and biting commentary gained him notoriety. He held the powerful accountable, using his pen against corruption. Bierce's journalism was infused with dark humor and cynicism. He exposed society's hypocrisies and contradictions. The Devil's Dictionary and other masterpieces, Bierce's literary legacy. Bierce's fiction cemented his place in literary history. His stories, set against war or the supernatural, were known for psychological realism and ambiguity. Bierce explored madness, mortality, and the unknowable. His writing was precise and imbued with doom. An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge is a haunting tale of execution. The story's use of time and perspective creates disorientation. The Boarded Window is a chilling tale of isolation and madness. Bierce's stories often ended abruptly, leaving lingering unease. The Devil's Dictionary skewers politics and religion. Filled with witty definitions, it showcases Bierce's sharp wit. It's a timeless work that resonates today. Section 4. Riding with Pancho Villa, Bierce's Mexican Adventure. As Bierce's literary star rose, his personal life took a tragic turn. His marriage ended in divorce, and he suffered the loss of 2 of his sons. These personal tragedies seemed to deepen Bierce's cynicism and fuel his fascination with death. In 1913, at the age of 70, Bierce embarked on what would be his final adventure. Drawn by the chaos and violence of the Mexican Revolution, Bierce traveled south, determined to witness history firsthand. He embedded himself with the forces of Pancho Villa, a legendary revolutionary leader. Bierce's motives for this journey remain shrouded in mystery. Some believe he was seeking inspiration for his writing, while others speculate he was contemplating suicide. Bierce's letters and dispatches from Mexico paint a vivid picture of the brutality and confusion of the revolution. He wrote about the constant threat of violence, the poverty of the people, and the charisma of Pancho Villa. But as the fighting intensified, Bierce's communications grew sporadic. Then, in December 1913, his letters stopped altogether. Ambrose Bierce had vanished, swallowed whole by the Mexican Revolution. Section 5. Lost in the Labyrinth, Unraveling the Mystery. Bierce's disappearance sparked a wave of speculation and intrigue. Theories abounded, ranging from the plausible to the outlandish. Some believed he had been killed in battle, while others suspected he had been executed by Villa's forces. Still others clung to the hope that he had staged his own disappearance, seeking a new life in anonymity. Despite numerous investigations and searches, no trace of Bierce was ever found. His disappearance remains one of the most enduring mysteries in literary history. The lack of answers has only fueled speculation, turning Bierce's life into a real-life detective story. Over the years, countless writers, researchers, and armchair detectives have attempted to solve the riddle of Bierce's disappearance. They've scoured archives, interviewed witnesses, and retraced his steps, hoping to uncover the truth. But the mystery persists, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. Section 6. A Legacy Etched in Darkness. Bierce's Enduring Influence. Ambrose Bierce's disappearance may remain unsolved, but his legacy continues to loom large in the world of literature. His dark, cynical worldview, his masterful command of language, and his unflinching exploration of the human condition continue to resonate with readers today. Bierce's influence can be seen in the works of countless writers, from Ernest Hemingway to Stephen King. His tales of war and the supernatural have inspired generations of horror and dark fantasy writers. His satirical wit continues to find echoes in the work of contemporary humorists and social commentators. Today, Bierce's works are considered classics of American literature. His stories are taught in classrooms, adapted for film and television, and discussed in literary circles around the world. His writing, once considered too dark and cynical, is now appreciated for its honesty, its artistry, and its enduring power to unsettle and provoke. Section 7. The Unanswered Riddle. Bierce's Place in Literary History. The mystery of Ambrose Bierce's disappearance adds another layer to his already complex legacy. It's a fitting end for a writer who so expertly blurred the lines between fact and fiction, life and death. Did he meet a violent end, or did he simply choose to vanish, leaving the world to ponder his fate? We may never know the truth about Bierce's final days, but perhaps that's how he would have wanted it. After all, Bierce was a master of the unexplained, the ambiguous, the unsettling. His disappearance, like his stories, leaves us with more questions than answers. And in the end, isn't that the mark of truly great art? To stay with us, to haunt us, to make us think and wonder long after we've turned the final page? Ambrose Bierce may have disappeared, but his stories, and the mystery surrounding his life, continue to captivate us. He was a writer who embraced the darkness, and in doing so he achieved a kind of immortality